Hi friends, today we're going to read a story. Today's story is called The Little Red Hen. This story is about a little red hen who works really hard and plants a lot of hay. And none of the little red hen's friends will help her plant. They won't help her. They'll go, no thanks, I don't want to help. So then when the hay grows and grows and grows, the little red hen cuts it down and bakes it into bread. And then all of her friends want to share the bread. But the little red hen says, hey, you didn't help me, so you don't get any bread. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think the friends are going to get some bread? I don't know. Let's read the story and find out. We're going to read the story, The Little Red Hen. Are you ready? I have a story, what could it be? I have a story, what could it be? I have a story, what could it be? Sit right down and you will see. This story is called The Little Red Hen. Once upon a time, there were 4 friends who lived together in a barnyard. A dog, a goose, a cat, and a little red hen. Look at all those friends living together in a barnyard on a farm. The dog was a lively pup who liked to play all day. After all, he said, who will chase balls and do tricks if I don't? The cat was a handsome animal who liked to groom himself. After all, he said, who will take care of my good looks if I don't? The goose was a talkative bird who liked to gossip. After all, she said, who will share the news of the day if I don't? And the little red hen, she just liked to figure out what needed doing and do it. So the little red hen likes to do things. She likes to work. One day, the 4 friends decided to move together to a cozy cottage near the river. They were very happy there. The dog played all day in the big front yard. The goose waddled to the farmyard each morning and always came back with new stories to share. The cat washed himself on the sunny windowsill, and the little red hen, she cleaned the house, worked the garden, cooked the food, and did whatever else needs doing. Oh my gosh, what do you see? Who's doing all the work? Which animal is doing all the work? It's the little red hen. The little red hen is doing all the work. One afternoon, the little red hen swept out the shed and found a bag of wheat seeds. Ooh, seeds for planting. Excited, she brought the bag back to the cottage. Look what I found, she said. Who will help me plant these seeds so we can have wheat to bake some bread? Not I, said the dog. I have to play with my stick today. Not I, said the cat. I have to groom my fur today. Not I, said the goose. I have to talk to the cow today. She has news about the goat. So the little red hen said, who's going to help me so we can have yummy bread? And everybody said, no, I'm not going to help you. Oh no, that's not very nice, is it? All right, said the little red hen, I'll plant these seeds myself. And she did. She hoed the ground, she planted the seeds, and watered them well, and pulled the weeds. What do you think? Was it a lot of work to plant those seeds by herself? Do you think that she was working really hard? I think so. I think she was working really hard, and I think it would have been faster if her friends would help her. Soon, a fine patch of wheat was growing tall in the sunlight. The wheat is ready for harvest, said Little Hen. Who will help me harvest it? Who will help me pick it? Not I, said the dog. I have to bury my bone today. Not I, said the cat. I have to smooth my whiskers today. Not I, said the goose. I have to visit the pig today. He says there's a scandal with the sheep. All right, said the little red hen. Then I'll harvest the wheat by myself. And she did. She cut the wheat, then gathered and tied it up into bundles she stacked outside. So she had to pick or harvest all the wheat by herself. Do you think that was a lot of work? I think so. I think she's working really hard. Now the wheat must be ground into flour, said the little red hen. Who will help me pull the wagon into the mill? Not I, said the dog. Today I chase the rabbits. Not I, said the cat. Today's the day I clean between my toes. Not I, said the goose. Today is the day the goat said he'd tell me a secret about the cow. All right, said the little red hen, then I'll pull the wagon myself. And she did. She cleaned the wagon and loaded the wheat and went to the miller's down the street. So she has to bring it to this place, the miller's, so they can grind it up so she can cook bread. I don't know, she's doing a lot of work by herself. I don't think her friends are being very helpful. The next morning, the little red hen was ready to bake. Do you see she has the bucket of wheat that was ground by the miller? She has the bucket there. Who will help me with the dough? She asked. Not I, said the dog. I'm busy chasing my tail. Not I, said the goose. The dust might make it hard for me to talk. Not I, said the cat. The flour would mess my clean fur. All right, sighed the little red hen. Then I'll make the dough myself. And she did. She gathered up eggs, milk, yeast, and flour, then mixed and kneaded for nearly an hour. My goodness, she's working so hard, don't you think? Now, said the little red hen, though she already knew the answer, who will help me bake the bread? What do you think? Are any of the friends going to help her bake the bread? Do you think they're going to help her? I don't think so. Let's see what they say. Not I, said the dog. It's time for me to take a nap. Not I, said the cat. I really must get my beauty sleep. Not I, said the goose. I absolutely must rest my voice. All right then, said the little red hen. Then I'll bake the bread myself. And she did. She built a fire, a difficult chore, and slid the pan through the oven door. She cleaned the mess that the baking had made and finally went outside to rest in the shade. So she's been working really hard all day. Did her friends help her at all? Did they help her at all? They didn't help her at all. This is not very nice. As the afternoon wore on, the wonderful aroma of baking bread drifted through the cottage. The wonderful aroma. What do you see? The wonderful smell. The aroma. It tickled the noses of the napping dog, the sleeping cat, and the resting goose. They sniffed. They smiled. And they opened their eyes. What is that heavenly smell? Asked the goose. Ooh, what were they smelling? What aroma did they smell? They smelt the bread. And what did they think? I feel what? Look at them. How do they feel? They're saying, I feel hungry. I want to eat some bread. Why, it's just my fresh baked bread, said the little red hen. Who will help me eat it? Do you think they're going to help her eat it? Let's see what they say. I will, said the dog, jumping up from his rug. I will, said the cat, leaping down from the windowsill. I will, screeched the goose, forgetting to rest her voice. Oh my gosh, so they didn't want to help bake it, but now they all want to eat it. What do you think the little red hen is going to say? Is the little red hen going to share? Is she going to share her bread? Or is she going to say no? Let's see what she says. You will? Asked the little red hen. but you let me do everything else. I hoed the ground and planted the seeds and watered them well and pulled the weeds. I cut the wheat, then gathered and tied it up into bundles I stacked outside. I cleaned the wagon, I loaded the wheat, I went to the miller's down the street. I gathered up eggs, milk, yeast, and flour, then mixed and kneaded for nearly an hour. I built the fire, a difficult chore, and slid the pan through the oven door. I cleaned the mess that the baking had made, and then, only then, did I rest in the shade. So, do you know what? I think I'm going to eat this bread myself. And she did. Did she share? Did she share her bread? No, she did not share her bread. She said, "You didn't help me make it. I asked you for help and you didn't help me. So now I'm going to eat it all by myself." Oh no, how do you think her friends feel? I think they feel a little sad, huh? Maybe they feel a little bit guilty. They feel like they should have helped. Let's see what happens at the end. But the next time the little red hen needed help around the house, nobody said, "Not I." So look, the little red hen said, "If you want to eat some bread, you got to help me." And what are the friends doing? They're helping the little red hen because they know if you want to have the treat, you got to help around the house, right? So in this story, we learn that if you want a reward, then you have to work hard for it, right? So what do you do at home to work hard? Do you help your mom cook dinner or breakfast? Do you clean your room? Do you pick up your toys? Do you clean the kitchen? What do you do to help? Hopefully you're helping like the little red hen. So then that way you can have your reward too. I'll see you guys again really soon.